Welcome to Walking with Jesus Bible Study. We are going to be in the book of John, chapter 1, verse 12. There we go. But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God, even to them that believed on his name. And of course, I'm going to repeat that. But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God, even to them that believed on his name. It is through Jesus Christ that we have been qualified as children of God. When we believe in the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ, who did all this so that we could be saved, we are accepting the new life that he has given us. This is a life of redemption, a life as sons and daughters of God, whom we have become, separated after the fall of man. We have now come into a life of righteousness and holiness. We cannot be perfect because we are not God. We will never be perfect because we are not God. Jesus made an example when God came to us in the flesh. He had Jesus himself be an example of how we are to act, how we are to be, what we are to do. Now, there's no way on God's green earth that we could ever be on the standards that Jesus was. But that's okay because God knows that. But he is our guideline. He is our educational book. He is our teachings. He is everything that we know that we need to be. Now, we're always going to fall a little bit short because of the fact that we live in this flesh and that we're not just a spirit floating around, but we are a Holy Spirit that is resting in a vessel that is made of flesh. So, because we cannot be perfect, we need to strive to be holy and to be righteous. For God asked us to be holy. He asked us to be righteous. It says in there, be holy, for I am holy. Be righteous, for I am righteous. Now, that is more about your characteristics. Okay, because we live in this fleshy vessel, it is very hard to do these things. That's why we are to deny ourselves and pick up the cross and bear the same burden that Jesus did. It's not impossible to do because God shows us that with Jesus when he came here, that even though it seems hard, and even though it's going to be suffering, and even though people are going to mock you and make fun of you and set these rules that are against what God said to do, as you know, as example, as the Pharisees and the government laws and certain kings that said that you must bow and worship this God of gold and this God, that it is not impossible to do. It's going to be very hard. You're going to have suffering. And God understands and knows that that's what you're going to go through. And he wants you to know that not only that to prove to you that he does understand your pain and your suffering, he himself came down here and has suffered along with you, has gone through the very things that he knows that you're going to go through in your life, to show you that, hey, I understand. I do understand your pain. Not only am I your God, and I am your king, and I am your father, but I know what you're going to go through. I know how hard it is. I know how hurtful it is. I too understand that because he has walked the walk. You know, they say if you're going to talk the talk, you better walk the walk. Jesus, God himself, did that very thing. Not only did he talk the talk, but he walked the walk. And you can too. And you got to know that he's, not only did he send his son, but you know that you can still, with that Holy Spirit writing in you, is like that umbilical cord that has never been cut from your parent, that you are still attached to your father. All you got to do is go deep inside and know that you have that comfort and you have that peace. There is never going to be peace on earth. That is a very big trick and very big deceitful lie of the devil to make people say, oh, God come to bring this peace and we're going to have unity. And I said, no, that's not true. Yes, you're going to have peace, but you're going to have peace because of him. You're going to have peace through him. He's going to give you that peace of mind and that peace that you're going to have knowing that this is not the end. That there is a heaven that is waiting for you, a kingdom, God's kingdom that is waiting for you to enter when all this is said and done. That's the peace that you'll be getting. As long as the devil is roaming to and through on this earth, what it says that a lot of people think he's down in hell. He's not. The Bible clearly states in the book of Job that he is roaming this earth to and fro, looking for whom he can devour, whom he can steal, whom he can kill and destroy. And a lot of people are like, oh, but it says in there that he cannot kill you. No, he cannot kill you, but he can make you want to kill yourself. He can possess other people to try to kill your inside. See, without Christ, you're dead. So when he's out to kill you, he's trying to kill the Christ in you so that you will be dead. He cannot personally touch you and take a knife and slit your throat. But he can condemn you to death. Because the moment you start cursing God, the moment you lose your faith, the moment you start blaming God and lose your faith, you no longer have Christ in you. You're already dead. To live is to have Christ. That's how he's killing. That's how he starts by destroying you and giving you lies, and how you get from there is the destruction he puts into your, not only your life, but all the lives around you. And he'll use any and everything around you. As Job was the example, that very book is so important because it shows you how you can conquer all things that the devil would throw at you, that the devil would take to use to destroy and to kill you. That no matter what, if you keep that hope, and you keep that faith, and you keep that trust in God, you can overcome anything. But the devil doesn't want you to know that. He wants to play that Uno reverse on you and wants you to turn around instead of going to God to find that peace and to find that comfort. He wants you to hate God. He wants you to curse God. He wants you to blame God. He always does exactly the opposite. He imitates God. So his trickery is very trickery. And we got to remember that not only when he tempted Jesus himself, he quoted the very scriptures. So if you do not know the scriptures to throw back at his face, you can very well be deceived. And that's how people get manipulated by these false teachers, by these false preachings. We got to remember, the devil himself knows who God is. He knows the Bible to and fro. He knows the scriptures. He knows what is written. He knows what it said. He was an angel. An angel that can very well, instead of being the light of your life, he's going to be that glow stick of your life. So that light you're seeing isn't very bright. It isn't the truth, and it isn't right. And that's how you can still be deceived and still be tricked and still lose your way, because you're going around with the glow stick instead of the actual light. That Christ's light is so bright that when you use the oil, which is the word, to fill up your lamp, the lamp that is inside of you, that's supposed to be bright and shiny. When your light is so bright, you can see things from at a great distance. The dimmer your light is, the less likely to see what is right in front of your face. And that is what